What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna be playing around with my Glarry GGS-101. And if you like this guitar, too bad, because this one's mine. But more importantly so, they stopped selling them as soon as they started making them. They started, you know, and it's funny because I think I learned something last night. Trogley's Guitars did a video of a semi-hollow from Glarry that never truly got its wings. And every time he would get one, I think, well, every time, he got two, I think. They were both garbage. So they decided to stop selling them or not sell them. This was introduced around the same time. This is closer to your 335 than the other one was. The other one, it was a little more longer up in the tooth up here, you know? Whereas this one has more of that classic ES-335 kind of vibe. Or 55, I don't know what the inlays. It's not important enough to me to really give a shit. I hope you can hear what's coming out of the amp, because this thing rings loud. So I have the amp set a little, you know, a little higher than I probably should. Hopefully the landlord's not too mad. I did have the neck pickup there backed off about 50% with the volume. Because of that. Because of that. I'm on the clean channel. These pickups are hot. These pickups are really hot. I'm going to be talking about that here in a minute. So let's go over the Glarry itself. Let's come back. Let's pick up where we left off. The last time we saw this guitar, I believe, we were repairing the jack. So I've always wanted to replace the pickups on this thing with these. These came out of my Hondo 767V that we're turning into the EVH guitar, which we do need to update, but it's getting a little colder, and it's been, because of the hurricane season and I'm on the East Coast, that does travel up here a little bit. It's been tough getting out there to do a clear. If I did a clear right now, and I'm literally just going to mist over it, it'll still come out foggy. So we'll get to the EVH when we do. And I've always wanted to make that a little bit more of a modern metal. And when I saw these pickups, I was like, you know what? That would go in the Glarry semi-hollow. I'm trying not to say 335 copy. The Glarry semi-hollow perfectly. There's a guy named Robert Baker. His name's Robert Baker, and he has a Les Paul called the KM. I think it's a late 70s or early 80s. Correct me down below, if you care to. I just thought, and it had a very similar kind of, you know, finish to this, and I just thought that looked great. Now, his, I believe, have cream rings, where I kept the stock black pickup rings on this. And this guitar is literally sat on the guitar stand with the pickups in it and the wires coming out of here with duct tape, or masking tape with bridge and neck written on them, so we know which one is which. This guitar does not have access to the back. You have to fish everything through here. You know what I mean? And it's kind of a pain in the butt. And I've swapped out pickups left and right throughout the years. I mean, I've done hundreds of them. Never had the displeasure of doing it with a 335 semi-hollow style guitar. And I gotta say, it was frustrating. If you really want to see that frustration, my other channel is called the Atari Creep. We did it live the other day. So if you really want to drop in my pick. There we go. And I only have the one right here. The rest of them are over there because I'm not professional. It is what it is. But we did it live, and we finally got it going. But not only did we wire up the pickups, but we ended up replacing the jack. You remember when we repaired it? It was more of a Band-Aid, and I'm pretty sure I said that. So I had a couple of extra laying around from whatever. And since I was in there already, that was the last thing I did. I replaced the jack. We had a problem with the pickups. That's another reason why I chose not to play around with it too much until I had the gumption to do it the other day. Is because the screw I should say the post that the screw goes into on the pickup, the little ears that come out of the pickup that you screw it into, was stripped out. And I didn't have a thicker, you know, that's kind of a bullshit way to kind of, let's be honest, right? So I went and got a small nut and put it on there, and everything was fine. We actually got the thing playing, and I'm like, okay, I need to raise this pickup. The other side did it. So, I mean, I don't know if you can even see that, but my bridge pickup is decked down. It's kind of like this. Over in the higher registers, it's slightly high. It's about halfway to the strings, whereas on the bass register, it's flush with the pickup ring. So, what you're hearing now is the neck pickup. This is backwards. This is backwards. I don't know why I did that. I think I did it as a goof or something and never went through with it. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe I just fucked it up. Oh, maybe I just messed it up. But we'll fix that here soon. Let's see. What have we done with this guitar to date? We replaced the tuners. I did anyway. You didn't do shit. Replaced the tuners with locking from Music Lily. I think they were 25 bucks. Great tuners. Amazing tuners. I still need to touch up the slots on the supposed new bone nut. They call it bone on the website. At least they did. It's plastic. It's plastic. Because in the cowboy coat area, I'm still having trouble keeping it in tune. You know, too much of a break angle, and when you press down the strings, it bends it too much. So I need to. Sorry about that weird jump. One of the kids came home. I wasn't anticipating that. I didn't pay attention to the clock. But we replaced the tuners. I don't know where we were. I do need to clean up the nut a little bit, bring the strings down just slightly. We'll get to it when we get to it. We replaced the tuners. We replaced the pickups. We replaced the knobs. I gave it a poker chip, and now we've replaced this. And I don't think we're going to do much aside from I'm going to repair this, obviously. But I just put strings on it. They're locking, you know, I don't feel like wasting them. It's not like they have a lot of winds. I can kind of get away with taking them off and putting them back on. It's doable, yes, I know, but I'm just really not interested in doing that. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. Or at least until I feel like these strings are goofy. I do want to, I'm going to drop this a little bit too. Give it a little bit more tension. The strings are a little slinkier than I would like. So you've been listening to the neck pickup with the volume about, I don't know, a quarter of the way down. Let me put it in the middle. Let me bring all the volumes up. Let me put it in the middle. Make sure everything's on 10. That I find if I back both volumes down just slightly, the bridge a little bit more than the neck. Maybe give the bridge tone a little bit of a kiss. Now, I seem to have thought for some reason that this was going to be a warmer situation. I forgot how bright that these pickups were. They're designed for metal. So they're supposed to be in your face and screaming and all that. Bridge pickup. Bridge pickup. Let me bring everything back to 10. This is the least, how should I say this? Accurate because of the way the pickup is right now. But and if I remember correctly, these pickups sounded better in my PV. We're using the Black Star here. It's a tube amp. It's a simple little deal. One volume, gain, a tone knob. I have it set a little bit more to the bassier side, and a reverb. Simple. 6L6 tubes. It's called the Studio 10 by Black Star. But this amp down here, this PV is a lot warmer. And you will be hearing this running through that. This is just I'm just documenting this. All right, let me go put some gain on this bad Larry. That's the bridge. We're going to go away from that only because, again, you can't get a proper representation of it. So let me go in the middle. I'll give it to you full throttle, and then I'll start playing with the knobs a little bit. And I'll tell you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I'm not going to give you multiple angles because I have a cell phone. That's it. A little farty, but the little bit of love of the knobs. Not bad. Not bad. I do understand that's out of tune a little bit. All right, so now we are in the neck position again. Everything's on 10. Bring it down about halfway. Add a little bit of tone here, or take away tone, whatever you want to call it. I think right now through this amp, it shines way more in the clean settings. So we're not going to be staying here too long. Go back to the bridge. Hopefully the landlord's still out. A little brighter than I would have liked it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that this is a semi-hollow. And these pickups came out of an extremely heavy plywood guitar. They sounded great in the V. They were really metal. But I just figured because of how warm they were. But I'm not complaining, believe me. And I think once I get it dialed in with the right setup, this thing's going to sound amazing. It sounds great now on the clean, and I think that's where I'm going to keep it. I want to get like a tremolo pedal and you know, put my delay on it, and maybe even have the haunted house gain. I remember these pickups sounded amazing through that, so that might be the secret recipe. And maybe if I was a little bit more of a professional channel, I probably would set it up that way, right? But we're not. We're not. So let me put it back to the clean channel. Back on the neck. Overall, I'm happy with it. I really am. It just needs a few tweaks. Would I be comfortable going out live with it right now? No. With a few tweaks, fixing the pickup and dialing in the right amp, whichever one. I'm going to have to play around with it a little bit, but I think this thing is going to be, I mean, it's inspirational. It makes me want to play certain things. And the neck just feels great. I wish they were still selling these, because it's probably the only Glarry I would genuinely recommend. I have the Strat, and we will be talking about that soon. I think it's time to retire the body of that, and we're going to transfer everything over to something else. And we'll talk about that when it happens, which is too bad because it rings out nice. It sounded great. And the neck on that thing was the champion, honestly. So if we could take that neck and put it on something and keep the Glarry itself alive, so to speak, through that, I think it'll be worth it. We'll keep the body. We'll keep the body and make some kind of an art project. Maybe even the clock. Maybe we'll make a clock out of it. Hold on. We got a kid showing off a costume here. Hold on. There's Chef Ding Dong over here. Chef Dingleberry. All right, have fun at dance. Yeah, sorry about that. Actually, no, I'm not sorry about that. Love my kids. And they come before any of this crap. You guys are a close third. My lady's second. And you heard that correctly. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I got to clean up the nut. I want to get a brass bridge for it. And get the pickup situated. Guys, thank you always so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. If you have one of these GGS-101s, let me know your experience with it, please. Do you like it? Did you smash it? Have you done anything with it? I kind of... I'm glad I did what I did. It looks so much better, and I think it looks... It has its own thing, you know? I'm setting myself apart from all the other cats that have something like this, you know? But you know what? The original pickups weren't bad, and I do have plans for those as well, so... But seriously, guys, thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback to the Creeps Positive, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I hope you're doing well. Happy Halloween if we don't speak between now and then.